Hello again everyone. In our previous video tutorial, we saw how to create a couple of web servers rather than one. So now we have two IP addresses to look at when going to our website. We have this IP address and we have this IP address. So what we want to do, of course, now is have a load balancer on top of them, so we can just load simple coding co.uk port 8080 and it will say hello world, balancing between both web servers. So of course, Terraform provides a resource called DigitalOcean load balancer that allows us to do just that. So let me just copy it. Let's go for it. Let's not waste any time. So we create the droplets, and here we say DigitalOcean load balancer. Let's call it the web load balancer. Name, we're going to call it web-ld. Region, I'm going to use London 1, which is the same region we use for the droplet, and of course that makes a lot more sense. Now there is a forwarding rule block which basically says the port that we're listening to and the port that it will target, right? So the port that we're going to be listening to is HTTP, therefore port 80, and the target port is not going to be port 80, it's going to be port 8080, because that is the port we are using on simple coding, right? On our servers, on our Node.js app. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to do health checks. So you can do health checks, right? Let's read about health checks a little bit. It's optional, so for now I'm going to remove it, but it allows you to, let's see, a health check. It allows you to set a specific, basically, health check to ensure that your service is up and running. And if it's not, it will take it out of the load balancer and you'll still be able to function. So you will only have the alive and responding droplets assigned to that load balancer. What we're going to do is we're going to just take that off. For now, we're not interested. And then there is droplet IDs, which is the droplets we are referencing. In our case, it's DigitalOcean droplet dot web dot, and we need to say here all of them, right? It's a list. When you say all of them, we have two and they are under account. So what you do is *.id. That means all of them .id. So that would go through the loop that we created here last time, our count, and it will say the first one, the second one, and then it will collect them into one list. So let's see if that works for us. Let's do a plan. It should say that it has to create a new resource only. That's right. Let's apply it. Okay, so it seems like Terraform is finished. Let's look in DigitalOcean. Perfect. We have a load balancer targeting two servers and with specific settings, which is listening on port 80 and redirecting traffic to port 8080 on droplets using the round robin algorithm. So hey, it sounds good. It sounds good. So what else should we do? Right now, simple coding is still pointing to one of the droplets, so we have one unused droplet. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that. So we go to our specific record that we created, and our value currently is pointing to one of the droplets, as you can see here, and that should change to the load balancer IP address. So DigitalOcean load balancer dot web dot, what do we do here? So let's go to the attribute reference for the DigitalOcean load balancer, and we have the ID, the IP, and the URN. So I'm going to use just the IP. We're going to point to the IP of the DigitalOcean load balancer. Let's do a plan, and let's see what's happening. right? So it's gonna basically update in place, which means change it. It's gonna change our record to point to a different IP address from the droplet IP address to the load balancer IP address. I'm gonna say yes to that. Cool. So it seems like we didn't need the health checks, but we kind of must add them. So let's go back and add them. This is good because we're going to check what's going on. Health check should be protocol is HTTP and port 8080. That's where we want the health checks. So let's do a Terraform plan. So we've done this, we've got some errors, and we figured out the problem. Okay, so health check path is required when protocol is HTTP. Okay, so there is I assume a path. There you go, one option. So I'm going to do the path, just the root path. I'm going to do a Terraform FMT, and I'm going to do a plan again. That's perfect. I'm going to do an apply then. It sounds good. What it's telling me is that it's going to change port 80 to 8080, and yeah, it will update it in place. So all good. I'm going to say yes.